Hi everyone and welcome to yet another hobby vlog from me, Andreas Norwegian Viking, here on the YouTube channel Spelforeningen The Fellowship. And I have been absent, not absent from the channel, but absent in my hobby vlogs as of late. And the reason because is I have been working tirelessly to make a gaming festival happen, Archon. Archon had its 32nd annual gaming convention here in Oslo, Norway, and it was a resounding success. There were tons of different miniatures games, board games, card games. Ramon Magic was one of them. You had role-playing games galore. You had live-action role-playing games. Actually, you had the annual Norwegian Championships of dice throwing, which sounds a lot harder than it is because you throw 60 by 60 centimeters. That's how much is that? About 24 times 24 inches cubes of styrofoam. You have to throw both of them at the same time and add the results together, and with the distance and everything, it's awesome. So that has taken lots of my time, but I've also been hard at work doing some stuff for the channel. So we have played through some of the campaign games. We recently did the Arno segment, which is playing right now. I think 2 episodes as of yet have been uploaded. Episode what is it, 15 and 16, I think, of the grand campaign. And actually tomorrow morning we are filming the birth of Rohan, 5 more scenarios for the campaign as well. So we've been hard at work for that, and I'm coming in now because I have produced something. So the general idea was that this was the one group of scenarios I wouldn't have to paint anything for. I know while have been quite lucky, not having to paint that much up for the grand campaign. Well, lucky. That is a bit of a stretch, but he didn't have to paint anything unless he wanted to, really, for a couple of the grand campaign segments. But I didn't finish all of my models for the last segment, as it were, and I was supposed to be finishing my Warg Riders ages ago, and I also had a miniature to paint for the Rohan side in the Rohan portion of this batch number 4 that we are getting to now. So I have been trying to get my orcs battle ready, and sadly they are not. They look good enough to be on camera, maybe, but there are a lot of them, as you can see. About 36 odd orcs, and the Warg Riders are good enough to be shown on camera. There are some highlights to be done, and the hair, but the 16 Warg Riders are, well, camera ready, as it were. But these are not the most inspiring models to paint. So they are slowly but steadily getting completed, but they look good enough to be on camera, and that's me satisfied. It is currently 11:30. No, 10:30 in the evening, and we are starting to film in about 12 hours. So I just finished a King's Huntsman. And why am I painting up a King's Huntsman, you might ask? Because we need 2. The one of the worst models in the game, and we need 2 of them for a very, very special scenario, and I will be explaining a bit more about that later this week or next week, I think, why we need 2. So I painted him up, and I think it looks good. needs a bit more detail in the eyes as he the close up, but otherwise he is done. I am quite happy with how he came out, and yeah. So the rest of my time I've been spending cleaning up these wonderful models, and I've shown you these before. So these are the lovely Games Workshop Gunderbrauks, and as you can see, they have no weapons. So I've been cleaning up about 12 of them so far, some of them mounted on bases, and they have no weapons. And that is because the weapons of these orcs are so flimsy. They are so very flimsy. So I basically just cutting them off and replacing them with weapons of my own design. So I'm going to be making my own weapons out of plastic card for these ones, and see how that goes. So yeah, I'm sure they will be fine. And I'm replacing all the pikes. Oh, well, they're not pikes, as I'm dreading, because pikes would be so much better on these. Originally bought 24 of these with spears and 12 of them with sword and shield to make a big pile of pike block formations. But then the errata came and there were spares, so I had to buy myself 12 more with hand weapon and shield to make full 4 warbands of 12 each. So, I'm slowly but steadily removing all flash and repairing air bubbles and stuff from the Finecast models, and I will be making the weapons. And it is now 2 months exactly until we have to have finished filming the 5th and last segment before we come to the Hobbit, and I would need loads of Gunderbrauks. So I'm guessing you already found out which scenarios we are playing, and that is of course the Battle of Azanulbizar. So we are filming in about 2 months' time, or less, depending. We are filming all 3 Azanulbizar scenarios, as well as the bonus scenario, which will be the alternate version from the GBHL South, the SPG magazine version. So that is it until we get to the Hobbit, the Unexpected Journey. So the Unexpected Journey part has grown quite a lot. It is now 14 scenarios, I think, for the Hobbit, and that is quite a lot. There are only about 7 or 8 in the original hardback rulebook, but we also have 5 more from Journey Begins Here booklet. You have the Hobbit Loose sheet with Journeys into Dark. You have the special scenario made called Hunting Orcs, and you of course have SPG issue 1 special scenario from there we are playing as a bonus. So we are set to have scenarios throughout the month of January 2017, when we are done filming those. So we have a lot to do, but it's going to be awesome, I think. A lot of this has already been painted. I've been painting Hunting Orcs. Bill, Tom and Bert are already done. I played them at Desolation Stockport. We have Sebastian having painted up loads of Goblin Warriors, the Goblin Town Goblin Warriors, and Weil is painting the 13 Dwarves. So only need some Great Eagles for those as well, and Radagast on Sleigh. and stuff like that. So yeah, and that gives us plenty of time to plan out the very, very unknown, and that is what are the participants of the new scenarios from the big companion book that is being released sometime in October, and I'm thinking a very, very special event might be the time to release that. So that's my speculation, of course, that the There and Back Again book, as it is called, at least was called, when it was first shown off at Throne of Skulls. No, not at Throne of Skulls, at Warhammer Fest, will be available at Ardacon, I think. We'll see. Maybe James has some idea. Don't pester him, though. You might not know. So yeah. In other news, we are getting into Guild Ball. Meanwhile, at least. Haven't painted anything. Haven't had the time. And yeah, things are going great, I think. I'm happy. So yeah. So I think I'll end that here, and I'll post this up either on Sunday after we film, or on early next week, I think. Yeah. So yeah. So please comment, like, share, and subscribe. And as always, support your Hobbit hobby.